Parker with us in the studio. Nyota, it's such a pleasure to have you. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Great. So in DC at VOA, how do you feel to come to Voice of America for the very, very first time?
For the first time, I feel really great. Welcomed.
Yeah.
Feel very welcomed. I'm just so happy to be on a part of the show that's just like this real as well, and just true to like the culture as well.
Exactly, culture as well. And you know, when you sitting, Nyota, like superstars came in this building. I'm telling you, like we have other colleagues. What's his name? Larry London, who had Beyonce, Jay-Z, and all of them. Yeah. He's in the building somewhere. We're probably gonna see him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's a pleasure to have you too, because today you're my guest, you're my star, and thank you so much for taking that time to come and see us.
I appreciate it. No, thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about you, about who's Nyota, for those who are listening to us, because this show goes in all like Anglophone countries, right? In Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia, Zimbabwe, all these places. And of course on social media as well. Those who are looking at Nyota right now say, who is she? How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I am Nyota Parker. I would describe myself. That's a start.
Right.
I would describe myself as just a musician as a whole, but to break it down, it'd be a rapper, singer, songwriter, and performer as well. Whose message is just based off of being an individual and I guess not following trends, rather being a trendsetter. That's who I am. Someone who likes to it's not even that I like to separate myself from the crowd. It's just that it happens, and I'm trying to, make that the message as well.
Right. That's a strong message. And talking about the message, when I was reading your bio, it kind of hit me that it was really strong and really and got me really thinking, about you as an artist, about you as a person. It was really profound when to see that you something that your message that you're trying to send through your song, it's so deep and profound that you don't want to be, at least that's what I got. You don't want to be categorized as one way. You want to be free to do who you are, and that's pretty much why you're preaching to others. Did I get that message right?
No, exactly. That's totally correct. Even like the term like female rapper, that kind of thing, I don't like. Those kinds of terms really just box you in as an artist, and for someone also to call you, oh, you're good for a female rapper or female artist. That kind of, it sounds like a compliment, but it's actually an insult, because it's saying like women can't do this usually well. So if people were to just be like, you are a good artist overall, you're a good rapper, but male or female or black or white or whatever, that kind of thing. So categories need to go. Right.
So you probably be one of those people who don't like it when they say, oh, for the very first vice president woman, right? It's categorizing, would you say? Like the U.S., we have the very first vice president of the country.
But that's also, I see what you mean. I would say that as well in terms of like specifically like her abilities. It's just as exactly the same as a man's abilities in the workspace. But I think it is also important to celebrate that she is a woman.
Right.
In music. So it's separate from celebrating someone who is a woman in music, women in business, women in this. But when you take it out of that and you always just constantly categorizing her as just like a woman entrepreneur or whatever, it's like, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Totally understand. Now you have an Irish and Congolese background, right?
Yeah.
Congolese mom and Irish from dad, right? Correct?
Yeah, I mean my dad's English Irish, and I was born in Ireland, but I grew up in South Africa. But
God, you're
Congolese.
You have multicultural, and I like that. So on your Congolese mother side, how did she accepted you, decided that you wanted to do music, you decided to go that? How did she? We're not Congolese mother. You and I, we know African mothers. They are.
True.
Right. How did she let that slip in? What did you do to convince her?
I didn't need
Let me put it that way.
That's what's interesting. I didn't need to convince her. She is very she's very progressive with the way she is. Like she really cares about what I want to do, my thoughts, my music, everything. Like she was like, if you're really good at this, then let's try push this as much as possible. That's why she's, we're here together in the States. It wasn't actually hard to convince her at all.
So you had 100% support from her.
Even from my mom and from my dad. Like
How's dad
both sides.
respond to it? The dad as well?
Yeah, no, he's very supportive of it.
That's
he
great.
lives in London,
Right.
but like from afar he is very supportive. It was just my grandma that I needed to convince because
Why?
that's
What did
different.
She,
Yeah.
What did she say?
Yeah, you know the usual is like the devil
Yeah,
industry,
oh my
music,
God, the
whatever.
devil industry, the sign
then-
you're making, it's evil, right?
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
I had to try. I played some of my music, and I was explaining. Okay, look, this line means this. I had to explain to her,
Correct.
this. I'm not saying anything wrong. Of course, there's industry people who do
Right.
this and that or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not them. So
Yeah.
I tried to convince my grandma. I'm like, look, I'm rapping about this.
Yeah.
And she listened. She's like, oh wow. And then she see me doing some things, traveling. She's like, wow, my granddaughter, she is traveling.
She's making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's there. Elle a réussi.
Yeah.
So that's great. But that's great. And the reason I'm asking you because sometimes it can get harder, when you don't get the support, right?
Yeah.
Someone like you who decided that, again, you have that strong message, and I'm so proud of you when I read that message because we need so many young people like that who, preach other things than what older people have viewed for years, right?
Yeah.
So having that support from the family definitely does it.
Yeah.
Let me get back to your music career. At what age did you start singing and decided that, hey, maybe this is how I'm going to go with this? Yeah.
I would say, that was 16. I was 16. So that was 2016. I was born in 2000.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, so you're 22 now.
I'm 22 now, so
Okay, yeah.
I guess I can never forget my age 'cause it goes with the year.
Because it goes with, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so easy, yeah.
But yeah, it started when I was 16 when I first properly recorded like my first ever single.
Right.
But before that, it was just me writing random raps and stuff, just random raps or even some like poems. Maybe I was 11, 12, 13.
Wow.
And then, I started to take it seriously when I met up with my engineer. Shout out to Jay Loops. He's back in Cape Town, South
Cape Town,
Africa.
yeah.
And ever since then, he's been like working with me, engineering all of
Oh,
my
wow.
music. And until this day, every single song of mine. But that's when it really began. And I started doing shows in 2016. I did like a first show after I recorded my first ever song. And then it just led to me just being more confident,
right.
going on more stages
Right.
in Cape Town specifically.
Yeah. And from what I understand, talking to your manager is you started singing first. It was singing before rap.
I would
Or it was
say,
the opposite? Or what was your first love on that?
music as a whole, but like I would say maybe when I was like super young, like 7
Yeah.
or
of course,
something.
yeah,
I
then
was
it's,
singing this
yeah.
and that. And then when I was like 10, 11, 12, 13,
you're like, hold on.
like
We got to change this, bro.
when like when my mom would sometimes she'll be at work and then she'll be late and my I have many uncles that live in Cape Town,
Right.
so then they would pick me up from school
Yeah.
and they'll play like the newest hip hop songs and I'll be like, oh, who's this?
Yeah.
And I'll memorize
Right.
their song and then I'll write my
the
own.
lyrics. Oh, nice.
But rap was definitely more of the passion because lyricism is like really important.
It's important,
to
man.
me. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, it's a whole different talent, right? It's a different beast.
Yeah.
Now, when they were picking you up and listening to all those songs, who was your favorite rapper that time? Do you remember?
That time,
Yeah. Do you
well,
recall? Yeah.
dang, that's the. Let me see. In terms of, I would definitely say Nicki Minaj.
I love her.
Yeah, Nicki
Oh
Minaj.
my God, Nicki's a beast, man.
She's crazy.
She's crazy. I love her. She's amazing.
That's
yeah.
she's one that inspired me to start
Yeah.
writing, and
Wow.
she also is someone that doesn't like to be categorized as a female rapper.
Such a strong black woman. really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, although she puts it on for women in hip hop, but
Yeah.
she's like also just don't just categorize me as this because she's won all types of awards,
Right.
this and that, regardless of gender. So
Yeah.
she's definitely broken so many boundaries. She's really inspirational for that, and like her pen game is
Yeah, give you.
crazy.
What do you think about Cardi B?
I mean, I'm Cardi B. I don't really listen to much of her music. Like I don't have her on any of my playlists, but I support that. She started from like the bottom and
now she's
really,
here.
She just really worked her
Oh,
way
yeah,
up.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
shout out to her
Sure,
and like
respect to her too.
all the other female artists as well that are out there like that are really putting it on. There's there's Doja Cat, there's Megan, there's Rico Nasty. She's also from like Maryland and stuff. Rico Nasty, yeah.
Right.
There's Tierra Whack. There's so many.
So many of them. There's so many of them. and
they're
good
all
ones.
they're all very different.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they're
From
all
each
different.
other.
Right,
Yeah.
right. They all have different styles and different way of rapping or writing, whatever that is.
Because that's the thing, like with they put so much a lot of standards on female artists all the time as well. When a male artist can go and they can do the same thing that some other male artist was doing before, and they won't say, "Oh, you're just like this artist," or just like Jay-Z, or you're just like Nas or whatever. They'll just be like, "Oh yeah, it's another rapper and he's doing this, he's doing well." But if it's a woman who comes into the game and she just so happens to sound a little bit like Nicki or sound a little bit like Doja, they'll be like, "Oh, you're trying to be like Nicki," but like when you look at every single female artist, they are completely different from each other. So there's more variety there,
What do you think? And to understand, what do you think that female rapper difficulties that they go through in the U.S. or in the world? What are the difficulties you think that run into, beside, of course, what you're saying, the expectation, the categorizing and all that kind of stuff? What else do you think that because it seems to me, you just named a few. We need more.
Yeah.
Women rappers out there, right? As many as the guys. And it seems to me that some women or some girls don't want to rap, but they're just like, maybe it's not for me, it won't work.
The thing is, like, besides all of those expectations, it's like, women have to also try their hardest to prove themselves even more. Like, if you say, "Oh, I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, I'm this and that," they're going to automatically think, like, you're rapping about they're going to assume what you're rapping about most of the time. Like, the over-sexualizing kind of stuff. They're going to assume that, but if you come at a different angle, then they're going to say, "Oh, you're like this." So they're going to always put those, once again, as expectations. So they're going to you have to push forward and prove yourself as an artist even more.
Right.
As a woman,
Yeah.
it's very unfair. But when you get to that point and you push through, like someone like Nicki did, then she's untouchable at this point.
Man. Yeah, at that point, she become a force.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we will listen to one of your songs. You will perform for us your first song tonight, and thank you for doing that, because we're so blessed to have you. And the song is "Crumbling," right? Is that? I'm sorry. Spectrum. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Spectrum is the
that's
first one. I don't know why you switch. But Spectrum, what are you talking about in Spectrum? What is it? What's the message behind Spectrum?
So
First of all, do you write your own song, or do you buy lyrics, or you write? You like to write yourself?
I write.
I feel
all
that.
The lyrics.
All the lyrics. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what is that? What's the idea in Spectrum?
In Spectrum, Spectrum, I'm talking about pretty much people's journeys, whether you're a creative or just going through life. The whole about rather finding yourself instead of looking outward, rather look inwards first before you start focusing on other people. You hear that specifically in the hook. I'm talking about, why are you never focusing on your own road?
Right.
Otherwise there's no growth, this and that. So that's the main message.
That's the main message
in the song.
That's great. So we're gonna listen to it, and we're gonna have you get ready. And if this thing is not tingling, there you go.
I am ready.
We're gonna ask you to stand up and go on the mic, because you're gonna do it right there.
Over there.
And Seems is gonna come. It seems here.
Hey, it's Nyota. Yeah. Hey, why you never see you on your own road? Why is it when I see you there's no growth? Why you never focus on your own soul? Why dig for treasure when you're your own gold? You know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, you know that you always gotta pace yourself. Keep your eyes somewhere they can focus. Keep that fire burning when the hope is. Keep your wrist like I already smoked this game. I ain't never waiting for the rotation, cause I keep it flying like the lotus. You could keep on swimming like a locust, cause you're always aiming for the lowest range. Know your effort doesn't go unnoticed. Been up since 2 a.m. I almost broke my back, writing raps on every line I scratch. Laid away thinking I wasn't good enough for plaques. All I ever needed to do was fall back. And shout out to Oshun and when goons don't attack. Well honey, I got news and some rules to unpack. You already look like sheep and some mules when you're ruled by the school. Your molecules only molded to that. Yeah. Why is it when I see you there's no growth? Why you never focus on your own soul? Why dig for treasure where you're your own gold? You know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, you know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, why you never see you on your own road? Why is it when I see you there's no growth? Why you never focus on your own soul? Why dig for treasure when you're your own goal? You know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, I know where she's from, I know where she's at. I don't know where she's going, but I know she's coming back. Try to heal through it and align with amethyst. Try to wear it on my neck to show that I'm not sweating it. Knock Champa wasn't gonna help her. Just like intoxication only made her words slur. And just like us, she needs that self-love. And just like her, we need to not judge, we need to not smudge up reality, or benefit from systems built against our unity, or get strength from us crippling our community. They make us feel special, singling out impunity, yet our immunity comes from all our scrutiny. Looking through the peepholes to the rich man's soul, they try to tell us how to the top they rose, convincing you that that's the only way that it goes. But they don't know your roots, just like a rose. They don't want you to even come close to any of your goals. That goes against the flow of the ties of society. No wonder all our people got anxiety. Nobody wants our sobriety, to them it's frightening. They don't want you to believe this, they stay rocking you to sleep. It's called a dream, cause you have to be asleep to believe it, yeah. Why is it when I see you there's no growth? Why you never focus on your own soul? Why dig for treasure when you're your own gold? You know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, you know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, why I never see you on your own road? Why is it when I see you there's no growth? Why you never focus on your own soul? Why dig for treasure when you're your own goal? You know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, you know that you always gotta pace yourself. Yeah, Spectrum. Yeah.
Alright, so Pretend is next. Dear Pretend.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah. It's NY. Yeah. Yes, I wanna be significant to more than one person. To me, she means the world. I don't want her to feel burdened. Thank you for saying it's okay, and through this we will work through. Now I just wanna rank my songs and end up being stable. I don't want no label sitting on a playing round table. I don't want the CEO telling me who to relate to. I've already seen that through trials and tribulations. Why I think you got you bopping to my sentimentals. I've been lying to myself, thinking that I don't need help to. Never rap about my feelings, keep them in my mental. I know that's unhealthy, cause lately things have become stressful. Can't think about anything but music when I text you. You made me realize I was never full frontal. I guess that's why my emotions are coming out in bundles. Well, at least that's more material for me to write to, cause when I whip my pen out on that page I crumble. Listen, I've been empty on the inside, no lie. What's the point of living when you've got no life? I told myself this a couple hundred times, then put my mask on and rap about disguises. What a surprise, but have you looked me in my eyes and really seen the light? What a surprise, but have you looked me in my eyes and seen that I'm alright? I'm fine, yeah. Sometimes it be too much. You gotta pretend, yeah. Sometimes it be too much. Yeah. But I still wanna be that true light, like a kite taking flight. Yeah, I'm reaching new heights. Out of spite, you stay quiet cause you scheming. You know the only reason I stay quiet cause I'm healing. You wanna know the reason I stay quiet cause I'm... It started with a feeling that I glow and now I'm dreaming. It started with a verse that it deep and now I believe it. Like an onion, leave you scenty with layers that I be peeling, yeah. Cause what's a stack to the stack? And what's a key to the captives? And what's a stack to the lacking? And what's my flow to the stagnant? And what's a storm to the calm when you crashing? Yeah. Sometimes it be too much. You gotta pretend. Sometimes it be too much. Sometimes it be too much. Yeah. You gotta pretend. Yeah. Gotta pretend. NYOTA. Ooh. Just pretend.
Bravo. Just pretend.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is great. This is awesome. Like I love all your
appreciate it.
tune. I love all your songs, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
While you're standing there, I feel like asking you this question. What do you feel like about the African rap scene?
African rap scene.
Yeah. You know,
That is
from
good.
where you're from, Cape Town,
Yeah.
and then in general.
I would say, yeah, it's definitely growing now. Like, when I was back in South Africa, literally like 3 years ago, and like before that as well.
Right.
It was still like pretty new, growing as well. There's a lot of, people who are still on the scene who are from many years ago, and a lot of time it's been hard for like younger artists
Right.
to break through. But I think now that's happening, especially from a lot of creatives within Cape Town.
Yeah.
I mean, I can name like a few as well.
Right,
You know,
right,
there's a lot of them are also my homies. Like shout out to like Uno July. There's Master Kai. There's Mvula Dre. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing. Oh, there's Hannah as well.
Right. In Cape Town, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all in Cape Town. They're really just climbing. So
Right.
yeah, those are a few ones that I can mention from South Africa as well, who are still emerging as well.
Right.
So yeah, and me.
And you, of
Yay.
course. Don't put yourself down. Come on. All right. So we will be ending, this show with another song of you. But before we end this, I'm going to ask you this. First of all, is what do you want people who are watching you all over the world to remember about you, or what do you want them? How do you want them to follow you as well? What do you have to tell them? Tell them looking at that camera right in front of you.
What do I want people who are following me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I would say my message is to not compromise who you are. That's really important. There's a difference between compromising and like adjusting for a situation.
That's correct.
So that's something really important. Just be you. That's another way of saying, the cliche be you, but it's different. That's something that I try my best to do all the time.
Yeah.
As someone who's emerging and has, maybe you have an offer here and there, and you think about like your morals, and you're like, what you need to do to get there. So, but just never compromise.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where does Nyota see herself 5-10 years from now? Still doing music?
Always doing music. I see myself on, big stages, festivals,
Perfect.
headlining internationally, and having my dream collaborations like with I'm gonna name them with Tyler.
Go ahead.
With Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
With the Internet, with Mick Jenkins. With
gonna tag him.
With Tom Mish. Yes.
Yeah.
With Steve Lacy. With Saba and Common and Erykah Badu.
But
And Nikki.
that's what I was
So,
about
yeah.
to say. You better not forget Nikki, man.
Yes.
I mean, she's not gonna be happy after all we say about her.
Yes, and
right?
Nikki for
Yeah.
sure.
That's good. And people can find you at all of social medias, right? And
Yeah.
on Instagram, and what do they search? What do they type?
Just my name, Nyota Parker, NYOTAPARKER, on like all social medias and all music platforms.
And
pretty
all
much.
music platform. That's right. Don't miss that. So Nyota, right now, what we're listening to is Crumbling.
Yes, right
Yeah.
now it's Crumbling.
And what is Crumbling about?
Crumbling is more of like a relaxed, quirky song.
Yeah.
It's putting like a really sweet twist on actually something that's really bitter when you're a up and coming artist. So
Right.
there's a lot of references to like pastries and
Yeah.
like just like sweetness when actually on the come up as an artist. It's really bitter, more bitter than sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great. Can't wait. Now,
Yeah.
Crumbling it is. Let's go. That's right.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. It's NY. Yeah. It's NYOTA. Yeah. Preheat to 360 degrees, baby. Take a seat. I want you have a feast, baby. Deep freeze. It doesn't taste so sweet. Baby, I'm crumbling. Baby, I'm crumbling. Yeah, stir it up, won't you stir it up till you give it up. Spread the love, won't you spread the love till you feel the bumps, feel the crumbs. Sneak into your hoodie sleeves, shrug it off, feel your socks slipping off your heels, deep within your ducks. You're uncomfortable, you don't show it all, that's your core. Snuck into your soul, now they want it all. And your floors falling to the floor, keep on wanting more from your core. You say cut it off, cause you wanna soar on your course. I know that you on your way to find your pot of gold. Chills are running up and down your spine, but it's not cold. If you end up falling, I'ma catch ya. I promise nobody is looking at ya. Preheat to 360 degrees, baby. Take a seat, oh won't you have a feast, maybe. Deep freeze, it doesn't taste so sweet. Yeah, maybe I'm crumbling. Preheat to 360 degrees, baby. Take a seat, oh won't you have a feast, maybe. Deep freeze, it doesn't taste so sweet. Maybe I'm crumbling. Yeah, yeah. Am I pushing you away when I say that I wanna be alone? Be alone, cause when I'm in my zone, I forget to tell you, leave a message at the tone. Hold the phone, surrounded by humans, engulfed by the fluids. I don't wanna do this, I've been through it. Right now I feel clueless, I feel like a nuisance. I don't wanna waste my time, I'll be alright. Spend the whole night stressing to the sunlight. I don't see my way out, I don't see my next step. It went how I expected, I'm not a pessimist though. There's still a lesson in close, wait till it unfolds. I keep the family close. Nah, I don't mean blood, I'm talking about the niggas I chose, and I chose me back after rejection. I never expected that, cause we're in the same boat when I ain't talking cap. Let's see how that flows, I'ma stick like tree sap, relax. Cause I'm more than that, you know you're more than black. And if you need a label, damn nigga, here's your stamp. One day you realize they don't need to validate you. You got your crew to get a cannon, but they don't have a clue. Heat to 360 degrees, baby. Take a seat, oh won't you have a feast, maybe. Deep freeze, it doesn't taste so sweet. Maybe I'm crumbling, maybe I'm crumbling. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, whoa, baby, deep freeze, it doesn't taste so sweet. Maybe I'm crumbling, maybe I'm crumbling, yeah, 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 whoa, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, it's LYOTA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nyota Parker, for coming at Voice of America in Washington, D.C.
Yes,
and don't be a stranger, please. When you make it out there, don't forget the small people. We'll be watching you.
You are the superstar. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you so much, Nyota, for coming, and all the best, right?
Thank you.
All right.
You too.
RM show ends right here. Yep.